What would you like to see here, Moxie, from Unknown specifically? How to
Uh,
really buff up this Terrorblade?
I mean, I know that they banned it out, I think, in game number 1. Something of like a steroid would never be a bad idea, I think, for a Terrorblade. Or
Hmm.
something that also gives them more team fight. So something like, it's way too early to pick it up. Oh, it's actually banned out. Never mind. I was looking at the Invoker. Um, that would be able to, give a buff to the Terrorblade, also be very efficient in those team fights. But I'm not sure now. Now they have the Void Spirit. They need lockdown. They absolutely just need more lockdown, period. With when you see, the Tusk, you've got the Void Spirit on board too. So
Hmm.
looking for
I'm
the
very
Ember this time.
surprised. I looked into maybe like 20 Infinity replays, and they never pick Void Spirit if they don't see the enemy matchup. Like they would pick Void Spirit into almost anything, but very rarely blind like that. I think this first game definitely made them very confident. It's a fine matchup. I think Void Spirit Ember can go either way, but pretty impressive. And this is gonna set them up with this next pick here, which is probably gonna tell us whether the Tusk is, a 4 or a 5, whether Viper's off lane or not. We'll see what they pick up.
I mean, you could also pick up a carry here if you were Infinity, right? And don't get that banned. Like, for
Yes.
example, the Phantom.
Hmm.
Well, an Illusion Hero usually is the way you deal with a Terrorblade most of the time. The Ember does cover for that, though, pretty nicely.
They did take the carry lash away from the pool against the Terrorblade, so that's one response. Ooh, I don't like
Okay.
his response, actually. I
Me
think
neither.
it's Nogre versus Terrorblade. It's a good hero. Does, similar things that Terrorblade does, but a carry matchup is not great. So I don't know. A little bit skeptical.
Okay. I'm on your same boat. Break us out of this, Moxie. Why was Luna a good pickup here? What does she bring
Um,
to the
I
table?
I
She
mean
is
they
anime.
wanted. She is anime. Yeah, she brings some anime to the table. A hatred of elves also, definitely being brought into there as well. I think it's a little scary because she is a bit squishy. You can go for something of more like a magic build, but they're really looking for her to be that physical damage. Perhaps the idea is that they want to play fast. Usually, when I see Luna's getting picked up, it's because they feel like they can get into that mid game, break into the base, and just start shredding through the buildings. Um, I would like to see some sort of like protection for her though. Oh, and a brewmaster pickup. Interesting.
Wow.
Es el prohibido. This is the forbidden one for Sacred. Hero we call it in South America. There's a couple of heroes that usually players don't get to play because they're either really bad or because they always get banned, and they're always the El Prohibido or the prohibited one or the forbidden one. And for Sacred is definitely the Brewmaster because the hero hasn't been good for so long, but he's actually incredibly good on the Brewmaster. Is actually one of the most solid picks that he has. He
Wow.
actually. From what I've heard, he tends to ask for it, and they don't want to give it to him. So they go, no, Timber Saw. It's like, no, please let me pre my brew. No, nope. And this might be a good brew game. In fact, I actually like it a lot. I'm a big brew fan myself. I think the hero's great in the right hands. You can deal really well with these big team fight ultimates like Eclipse, for example, or hell, even heroes like Void Spirit who are a nuisance. Cycling them up,
Mhm.
no more concern for you. Viper, Cyclone up, no problem. Also great against any sort of steroids, like you mentioned earlier, Moxie. That's usually the way that people deal with this bad core to core. You bring up like an Invoker or something that buffs up the Luna, and then it becomes a bit easier. Not with a Brew in the pool. I like it. The lane is a bit tough though. Usually one of his biggest weaknesses, especially if Viper 5.
Agree. I I'm glad that Unknown made their research here, their homework, because RZT, he was, in my opinion, the reason Inverse was able to stay in Division 2, and he plays a really good Enigma. This guy spams a lot of Enigma, so I like that they took it out. They are assuming this Viper is going to be a 5. Um, Now they do have last pick here in Infinity. I think they're in a good spot. I dislike this Luna pick, but they can, and after seeing this pick, they're gonna be able to tie things up very nicely. I guess, hopefully, at least. Um, what is Unknown liking here? A 5?
Witch
There you go.
Doctor? Okay. So you get rid of most of the tanky. I think, honestly, Darkseer still seems pretty solid here, really. I mean, the only problem is that your win condition is weak on the Luna, but besides that,
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
have the replica to get a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the
who
Luna
needs a
doesn't.
carry?
Yeah, just steal the enemy carry, right?
There you go.
Just gonna make your own angel. I like this. I think it's it's really good with Void Spirit too. I think that's one thing that Unknown lacked when they played the Darkseer. They actually didn't have this mid that was super mobile. And it's PP Void Spirit. This guy's, I actually think he's the best South American Void Spirit by far. So I'm very excited to see what he delivers.
All right, Bowie, then. Your prediction first. What are you going for then?
I think I want this to be 3 games, so I'm going Unknown because I feel like their draft is slightly better. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Infinity win this because they're in a row, and I think they have their like favorite heroes.
How about you, Moxxi?
I like the lane coming out with Pamplona and Arzenti. I think that's very, very strong. I think the rotations are very, very nice. I'm a little worried about the lockdown for this Ember Spirit because it is Robo Z, one of his best heroes. Is of course the Ember, but I think if Affinity can play with the tempo and the like just discipline that they had in that first game, I think they can roll over them.
Okay. All right, so we'll see which one of these analysts is right. Whoever actually gets to be right takes a spot, and then tomorrow we lose the other analyst. So it's a battle to the death for Bowie and Moxxi. Let's see. Unknown versus Infinity. It's game number 2. Unknown looking to even out the series. Infinity looking to close it out and get so very close to those finals. Let's see who's able to accomplish their goals as we get into game number 2 with the absolutely fantastic, marvelous casting pair of Moxxi and D2Bowie.
Oh man, now I'm so verklempt after that wonderful introduction. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I was such a cool guy. I actually wish he was single, but you can't really wish for everything.
Can't always get what you want, Bowie. I'm sorry, but yes, he is absolutely wonderful. The energy that man exudes is just absolutely infectious. But tell me a little bit about this PP Void Spirit here. I'm actually very interested because I haven't had a chance to watch. I try my best to keep up with DPC when I'm over in Europe land there, but it is a little difficult to catch all the matches when I'm trying to watch EU, CIS, SA, and NA, and occasionally SEA in China. So why is this guy so good? Is it his mechanics or his builds? I know we talked about how he's got some very innovative builds that he does.
Yeah, I think he's just probably one of the SA players that spam this hero the most. So he just played against every matchup. He really understands this hero deeply, and Void Spirit is probably one of the heroes that got added into the game and took the longest to get nerfed. And even after the nerfs in Season 2, PP was still playing this hero so much. So the fact that they actually had, right now this hero is like maybe B tier, A- tier. The fact that they just third pick this hero without looking at a matchup just screams to me that PP is like very confident about laning versus RoboZ. So I'm just really curious to see how this is gonna pan out. But also, I mean, there's a lot of interesting lanes here. This Terrorblade versus the Darkseer Tusk, can go either way. They can either dive the TB, just make his life horrible, or they could maybe overextend and the TB kills everyone with meta. I think there's going to be a lot of action in this lane stage.
I think Chesed has to be so incredibly careful in this bottom lane because he is incredibly squishy. So if he's a little bit too early, yeah, look at this. He just throws out that Maledict. They know he doesn't have cast, so if they wanted to, they could, start to put out that Ion Shell harassment over on the Switch Doctor because there's not much that he can really do against it.
This time they don't really have that Oracle Dispel. So Terrorblade definitely gonna struggle. Usually he's a melee hero, but in this range form, it's actually very hard for him to tank those creeps. He has a lot of armor, but the damage block definitely makes it hard for him.
He's bullying Arzenti though here right now while he has that Metamorphosis up, so able to dish it right back for the time being.
Not to miss creeps. Oh, Angel does lose one. So PP actually doing really well mid here. 9-1 versus the 7-0. This is a cool set. I actually never have you ever seen this set, Void Spirit?
No, I wasn't sure when this came out. Actually, it does look pretty cool. Oh, it is the new one.
Okay.
It's nice. It's very on brand too. I like it. Looks like one of the old style temple guards.
Mortal Kombat hero, I guess character.
Oh yeah, there's definitely the Asian influence, which is pretty interesting. Looks very similar to some of the old historical Korean guards that they would have at like the palaces
Oh,
and stuff.
I see. Okay, so in terms of last hits here, again, Care is very, very close. Mid, slightly closer. But this Brewmaster, this hero is very interesting.
Yogi?
I was gonna say that he's weak, but he actually gets first blood. Like, he doesn't lane that well, but when he gets that Aghanim Scepter, that's when this hero starts to become really annoying. So I want to see how he itemizes, because obviously not a popular hero. He has this hood queued up, but I wonder if he's ever gonna touch the eggs, if he just wants to go full auras. But yeah, just a lot of kills bottom.
I like how you say that so casually, just like, yeah, that's a kill. That is, of course, the Darkseer. That's the offlaner that just gets clicked down over here. And, that's something that they have to be careful about over on the side of Infinity, because they need him to scale. They need him to be able to, put that pressure and tempo out. As we have another kill, Sexy Yogi gets a kill on Wish here. And they're getting a couple clicks off over here on Sacred. They have to be careful. They have the Lucent Beam. They are going to stack up over here with some of these poisons. Can they get the kill on Sacred? They need maybe one more. The Fairy Fire will get popped on Sacred just for safety's sake here, to make sure he can survive this.
Mm-hmm. I'm also interested in how Void Spirit's gonna itemize, because for a while it felt like the playstyle people were going for was kind of outdated, and Thompson started going for this new build with Echo Saber and like going back to the right click items. I'm just really curious. I know I'm harping a lot on this Void Spirit from PP, but I'm telling you, he's gonna deliver.
You're cursing them.
Oh God, please don't.
Nice bushwhack over here. Wish doing a great job being able to harass, but they can dish it right back again. Sacred not having a great time. In fact, he might actually fall for this one this time. Sexy Yogi getting his revenge, as Wish is also forced away. So the position 5 Viper looks like it's doing a decent amount to be able to, help support Burna here. Bottom lane too, it looks like there's gonna be the shards getting thrown out. Chesed is just trapped here. He's not gonna be able to escape, and they might even turn this back around. Oh no, Arzanti is trying to break his ankles. He's got the search, he's gonna be able to run away. They get the kill on Angel in the bottom lane. Arzanti sitting with about 40 hit points during that entire little ring around the rosy.
So clutch.
And another fight in the top lane. Man, we just cannot stop. We gotta see all the action here as Sexy Yogi falls. They want Burna here too, but they just don't have the catch at the moment. They don't have that bushwhack, so Wiz just going to plink away at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, lots of action. Really nice to see and watch. I think the play right now for them is gonna be wait for this level 6 on the Brewmaster. I think Unknown, they're not really feeling hot in this top lane, but once they get that, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be able to take a good fight and pressure this tier 1 tower. It's just that Brewmaster is it's a really weird hero. There's not a lot of lane combinations that he shines, especially against 2 range heroes. It's so rough for him.
In a while, and he's not exactly the most popular in the meta. The thing that I'm a little concerned about is just taking these buildings early. They don't have a great solution for that other than the metamorphosis over here. And Angel has to run as well, because he was getting, just burnt down by the Ion Shell here. Top lane too. Some more action going back and forth. A bit of a dive over here in this mid lane. Man, I missed this. I miss this. Western Europe and Eastern Europe do not have this kind of crazy frenetic energy like South America does.
Yeah, we're definitely a little bit more chaotic. Yeah, I mean, he pressures tower pretty well with the moves on Robo-Z. Tower gonna be, I guess, 55% HP. Really nicely done there. Slight advantage from Unknown. I mean, the game now feels relatively even, right? You have Terrorblade and Luna tied up, Ember and Void Spirit super tied up in terms of CS at least. So the first move, I think, is gonna come from Unknown, but I'm interested to see if Infinity might prove me wrong.
Nice job here. Using that Aether Remnant, trying to get a hold of RoboZ under the tower, but not going to be able to. And while this is happening, RSNT gets a kill on Chesed. Now Angel left all alone here in the bottom lane. Does not have that level 6 just yet. He's just running around circles. He's saying, where's my team? Somebody get here now. As he ends up falling. RoboZ, though, probably will be able to get the kill on Pamplona. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to quite grab RSNT. That was a slow TP.
It was.
Especially when you consider, I feel like you gotta be a little mad, as in the top lane, Bushwhack over onto Sexy Yogi. They'll clean up the Viper.
Yeah, really rough, because, the Terrorblade, he understands how important it is to defend that tower, so even with no metamorphosis, he tried to posture there, but he gets dove. Definitely problematic that they didn't TP as fast. Angel now looks like this is going to be another kind of a tough game for him.
Yeah, it's definitely doesn't feel great when you get forced out of your own lane. They've gone and they've just left the Witch Doctor down here to try to soak some of these levels, but already, look at this rotation. They saw where Angel was, and they're moving people over towards this middle lane now. Wish will walk right into Pamplona, will scurry away. Angel now, you can see him backing off from the area because he doesn't want to be a part of this, but Wish is going to get clicked down here, so he is eventually going to fall. I think they're going to let PP grab the final hits. Yes, they will. And, it's just sometimes you have to have the hoodwink throw their body in the way, so that way...
He finds a gold chest.
Yeah, he does. Several very nice runes here. PP will be happy. He can fill up his bottle. Spam through a couple of these bottle charges. Bottom lane, RSNT gets jumped on here, though, with RoboZ and Chesed. That Maledict is going to be more than enough, followed up with the Slight.
All right, RoboZ playing very active. It's kind of weird because it feels like a lot of the mid players right now, they focus on farming that first item, but not the style that Ember and Void like to play top lane, though. Burna.
Yeah, Burna. They've used the split over on Sacred. The Bushwhack comes out, Anchored Shot rather, and they'll get the kill on the Luna. Now, Pamplona being dove here. Again, they have the Panda split, nice Bushwhack, couple of plinks, clicks, everything. Although PP is here, they have to be careful. Pamplona probably going to fall for this either way, is going to die. And now Sacred 1v1, well, not really 1v1, because the rest of the squad is here. The Ass will step forward, should be able to get the kick onto Sacred. Can he find it? Trying to hide.
No.
Look at this ring around the Rosie ankle slash broken here. Sacred's gonna be allowed to just walk on out with that TP.
Oh, and that's all because he missed the Aether Ram, and PP actually didn't get that one. Oh. This is not good. Also, very uncharacteristic mistake from Burna. He had 20 Magic Wand charges, and not really sure what happened there, but he didn't pop those. They do find one top, though.
They ended up using the Witch Doctor Death Ward for that. PP does have one Astral Step, but looks like he doesn't want to after Wish just yet. Have to be careful because Sacred is, of course, back. So PP's just going to back off now. Scurry coming out from Wish. It looks like he's trying to maybe make something happen.
Oh.
And he's going to turn right back around. Good Bushwhack, though. He's going to wind up. Is he going to be able to... Oh, he goes to the other side. Oh.
That was close.
But
yeah.
that is not the hero that you want to try to wind up for like that, unfortunately.
Alright, so Burna now accelerating really fast with this Mask of Madness, Terrorblade. Trying to do the same thing, but it takes a while until your illusions start farming as fast as the Luna. So I think Burna is going to have a really good timing. He did die once, but I think he's in a better spot right now in comparison to the Terrorblade. Even though the matchup isn't ideal.
Oh, Angel!
Okay.
He'll be flying with the Angels for now. Nice little Bushwhack coming out. Sacred trying to possibly turn this back around. They use the Viper Strike over on the Brewmaster, but again, it is the position 5 Viper who will go down.
Smoke from the gnome here. Maybe looking for the Luna. Oh, Burna. Oh.
They'll get the Searing Chains off here. Chesed waiting patiently. They'll get the cast, follow with the Malediction. They've got the Death Ward. They should be able to burn down Burna. So a nice gank going both sides here. Pamplona hoping that he can get his hands over onto the Witch Doctor, perhaps. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of mana, though, so we'll just open up with that Walrus Punch. It's going to get sped up as well. Unfortunately, it just looks at RoboZ like, friend, help me. And RoboZ says, no, there are creeps to be hit. Also, I can't help you, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really impressed by how both teams are are able to find those carries farming. They actually killed the Terra Blade in between the tier 1 and tier 2. And they also got a really good gank onto Burna. So they both understand the win conditions of every side, and I think they're equipped with heroes that can hunt those heroes. So just nicely done. Unknown finally taking the top tower, kinda slowly, and they're actually copying the build here. They're gonna go for the Desolator on the Ember as well, unless that's a BKB.
No, I
Oh
think
no,
it's
he's going
gonna be,
Maelstrom. Okay, yeah, all right.
That would have been cool though. That would have been like, wow, learned something new. Imitation's the best form of flattery. Bottom lane though, Sacred jumping in. They land the shot over onto Arzen T. He's trying to surge up. Acorn does land. They need to just get a little more damage, and they have it. So they'll end up losing Arzen T. They use the split over here on Sacred, and they're hoping they can get their hands over on Yogi. They are going to be able to. They throw him up into the air, but Pamplona is standing nearby. And there's very little mana left in either one of these guys. They have to be careful.
One thing that I guess, didn't talk about that much is that they went for this Brewmaster knowing that Darkseer was open, and they also didn't ban Darkseer. So I feel like they're kind of expecting a Darkseer, and I feel like this Brewmaster is a response, just because he can kill the illusions once he uses the Primal Split. So I want to see how that actually goes, if you're going to be able to do well with that, but as I babble, double kill for Robozy.
Yeah, they ended up losing Sacred over on the side of Unknown, and then they end up losing Sexy Yogi and Pamplona on the side of Infinity. It was like a little mini skirmish, just kind of set up. I'm a little surprised because I thought it was possible PP might have gotten taken out there. He did run into the Witch Doctor, or the Witch Doctor kind of ran into him, and they got the Maledict off with the Death Ward, but just not quite enough damage there. They'll make a step forward over onto Robo-Z here in the mid lane, dragging him right back in, the Viper Strike, and that is curtains for Robo-Z. Man, the fighting just never stops. This is just such an high action game. They're still fairly close in terms of net worth as well.
2 kills a minute, that's very hard to actually watch these days. You don't see teams going this hard on each other.
Well, they're hungry. They know that they want to stay in that upper division here. Or rather, the upper bracket.
Upper of upper divisions, right?
Right. Exactly.
The road to TI.
That's it. That's where everybody wants to be. And then they want to get into that TI. So, smoke coming out from the side of Infinity. They want more blood. They want Robo-Z, it seems, as they're getting into position. Occasionally, there is, of course, yeah, they're going to start with the line up here. Follow up with the Acorn. They go and they hit the Sharpshooter, but I'm just going to back off. They do manage to get the hit over onto Sexy Yogi, so he will fall. Robo-Z wanting more. He wants Pamplona, but they drag back. They've got the Walrus Punch. The slide comes out. Pamplona, he is going to fall, but Robo-Z, no, the tower, he doesn't fall for him. Arzen T will fall instead as PP now hiding behind the tower, but they use the split. They have the vision. They have the damage. Down will go PP.
That was way too greedy from Infinity. They're going for this Ember kill that is super hard, and he was right in the middle of the creep wave, so he understood he was safe there. I think Infinity, they should have either, tried to wait a little bit so that the creep wave pushes, or they should have went for another target. This is gonna cost a lot. They lose this tower, and the Terror Blade is not even here. He's just eating those creeps.
As he should be. Less than 1k net worth difference, though, between these guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're non-stop running at each other. Non-stop. Look at Sexy Yogi and Pamplona over here. They're putting down some vision. They're getting into position. They've got Viper Strike. It's ready to go again. They're like, just say the word, boss. Say the word. We're going in. Both of them getting that little D ward off. Sexy Yogi getting into position behind the tower with Pamplona.
No Primal Split, so they feel like they're stronger.
Primal Split. Sid is the first one on their hit list. Just survive a little bit longer, manages to get the Maledict off. Have to be careful though, as they manage to go. They get the Sharpshooter off over here onto PP. He's got to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage. He'll be able to go jump away, but he walks right into Angel, who's going to get himself a double kill as they walk right into the palm of their hands. Now left behind, Arzen T is going to fall next, and Burnett does manage to get the kill on Robo-Z, but Angel gets himself a triple kill. And now Sexy Yogi is left all alone. It is a scary place being on the other side of the river without any friends. That's a team wipe.
Yeah, that was a weird read from Infinity. Obviously, there was no Primal Split, but they also didn't have the wall. And they are sending this Luna against a Terror Blade that has Metamorphosis. So Enjo was more than happy to TP into that fight. Look at his gold. He was actually going Sanjay Nyasha. He has so much gold that he's like, what if I rush a butterfly. What can I buy with almost 4,000 gold? He's thinking. Could rush a BKB. Could get a butterfly. We'll see what he does. Oh, Scotty. All right.
I mean, that's always a nice thing here, as they do find the kill on Chesed. PP looking, wanting to hunt here. It's gonna get held in place with those searing chains. God, they just never stop running at each other. This is like some throwback to, what is it, Caveman Dota? MVP Phoenix? Where they're just non-stop, just run. Run.
Yeah, they really want to get that tier 1 tower, but no one understands how strong that is. They don't want to give their triangle away. So just, I really like how Unknown is protecting that objective while they give farm to the Terrorblade and the Brewmaster.
Yeah, Angel finally getting a bit of respite here away from the enemy team that consistently just likes to run at him. Does have to be careful he doesn't show, but luckily, you know, they do have this nice vision over here on the side to protect him, so he'll know if there's anyone headed their way, as long as they're not smoked up. But they are hunting. They are clearing through the jungle right now, over on the side of Infinity.
All right,
Yeah, look
so...
at this Angel. Doesn't have a TP, though. Has to be careful.
Mm-hmm. Gonna probably farm this camp that he has vision around, so doesn't really feel...
Ooh, illusion battle. I always love that. Smoke up over on the side
smoked.
of Unknown. They see Pamploma. Now they're going to say goodbye, Pamploma. Which is dominating.
All right. I mean, Sacred is so happy. You know, there are a couple of Brewmaster games where you have to rush Vlads with brown boots and you don't have anything, but he went Midas, and now he can go whatever he wants. This is looking really good for Unknown. I think right now they're definitely... It's only a 2k gold lead, but I think they have the upper hand. Oh, beautiful.
They get the bushwhacked off. There's no TP here for Burn, although the rest of the team is nearby. They'll go for the Eclipse. And they'll turn around. They get the kill on Chesed. They can't quite find Widge over here in the corner, but you know what? The rest of the team is here. They need to be very, very careful. The Viper Strike coming up for Sexy Yogi. He's going to try to click down over here onto Robo Z. Buy a little bit more time here for the cores to try to just leave, although Luna hiding in the tree line runs into Angel. And PP joining into the fight here. They've got the Metamorphosis. They're chasing after Burna, but they'll be able to take down Robo Z and Pamploma next. With this Scotty being online, Angel is just dishing out so much damage. As they use the split, they're still hunting, but it looks like everyone else on the side of Infinity has managed to leave the area.
It's crazy how they were able to cancel the Luna's TP, and still, this was a good fight for Infinity. Sacred didn't have mana for his ult, so it took him a while to actually pop it. And I don't know. This is... I don't even know how that happened, but Infinity is really happy with the end result there. They even try to maybe force middle here, but Witch Doctor very careful, even saving the creeps here for his core.
What a good support.
Yeah. All right. I mean, this is still such a tight game. Anyone can take this, Moxxi. I want to give Unknown, you know, maybe a 55-45 chance here, but it feels like Infinity, with these eggs completed on Void Spirit very soon, they're going to be ready to fight again.
Only 20 minutes into this game. The amount of action that has been going on in this time period is actually insane. Wish now he's taking a lot of damage. They use the Viper Strike on this poor little guy. PP running around the corner. The Scurry comes out. He's going to be able to dodge away. Wish ankle's broken here over on PP. So this little squirrel's going to be fine. Can teleport out if he would like, but he's waiting patiently over on the side. Look at Sexy Yogi. He's like, maybe he's greedy. Nah. We'll teleport away as the rest of Unknown is sitting here over on the high ground. Okay, they find Sexy Yogi. Force staffing himself down to the low ground, just trying to draw them away. And it looks like they're not willing to chase. Although, oh, the sharpshooter, is it lined up? Oh, it's gonna land over on Pamploma instead. But that mini skirmish yielding no kills.
All right, Ags finally done there on PP. They did commit a couple of spells inside of Unknown, so maybe it is time for Infinity to smoke. They do have the BKB on Luna. That's definitely a timing for them. I think they either want to collapse on the mid tower or they want to smoke in a way that maybe they can Roche after if they win a good fight afterwards. Yeah, there we go.
Ooh, the drums get popped. They're on the hunt.
Oh, Berna though gets the smoke broken. Poor angle.
Look at the way that Sacred is positioned here. Breaks the smoke. PP jumping in immediately right past the Cinderbrew. Again, that nice silence followed up with the snowball. They'll go in for the Eclipse. They just want to burst him down before he can get the split off. And they'll be able to do it.
That was so close, actually. He has a pipe on that Brewmaster. He's so tanky. And the neutral creeps actually tanked some of the Eclipse there. Wow, okay. They really want to defend this. What the hell?
I like how they pop the illusion, then immediately Berta's like, no. And it still manages to bounce between ours and T and Berna. Yeah, they do a lot of damage.
Can he get the tower? Oh. Nah, they're gonna deny. There's no way.
They even go for the fort.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this is a
buyback.
good play.
That's big.
Now, I'm trying to figure out whether Unknown has enough firepower to just go Roche, knowing that there's no Eclipse, knowing that some cooldowns were used, but wall's still up, so I think it's not that easy for Unknown, even though they have the damage.
I think they need another pick off. I think that opens it up for them on the side of Infinity. But the BKB being completed now over on Angel, I like this. I like the fact he went back for it. I feel like it's very necessary. Especially because it's just so scary when you've got, PP with that Agnum Scepter. In fact, I'm a little surprised that the Void, it's not the Void, sorry, the Ember Spirit, he's going for the BKB now, but like before, just no defensive items. Oh my god, oh, if that Bushwhack connected. Ooh, it was so close.
Yeah, I mean, I think, sometimes you see defensive items, but Robo's just having such a good game that he feels like he can greed it out. Ember's a really weird hero. He's so much about Slide of Fist that every time you go a defensive item, you kind of start feeling bad in team fights. So I like the way he's building. We'll see if it's gonna hurt him or not. But they are forcing to use Roche. Alright.
Not sure about that. Okay, a quick snap up of that Invis rune here. PP running away, force staffing up over to the high ground. Sexy Yogi gonna run out, but they do manage to get the break. Gonna get the Viper Strike out. He wants to get those spells off. Nice save here coming out from Mars and T with those Greaves. But they're gonna go right back into the pit here. They have wasted a little bit of the time with the Metamorphosis at the very least, but I'm not sure how they get in here, Bowie.
Yeah, it's very scary. Even though they have this Darkseer hero, looks like they're out of smokes. They have to walk towards this area.
Going down fast, too.
Oh my god.
Okay, drums get popped. Sexy Yogi throwing his face back in here again. He's just going to get absolutely obliterated. As the split comes off, they'll throw the stone over onto Berna. Bushwhack will connect. Walk out, Angel chasing down Berna. They get those nice searing chains off. They'll drop the wall so they can get their own version of this terribly. Go right back in again, but it doesn't matter. Pamplona, he will fall as Angel is now forced to fight himself. Takes the Sunder from Sacred here, and they're back on the hunt. PP does have the Yules. He's gonna try to buy himself a little bit more time. He's got the Astral Step, but they manage to go, they chain stun him, and they get the kill over on this Void Spirit. Sexy Yogi. Oh, the buyback now from PP. He wants to get right back in again. Can they do it, though, is the question. Can they make something happen? The step forward again from PP, drawing back over onto Sacred. Do they have enough damage? Now the Force Staff buys him a little bit more time, but they drag him right back up over onto the cliff. Sacred now, he's just taking so much damage. Do they have enough to finish him off? Yes, they'll finally take him down, but Arzen T, he's ticking down. He's got that Essence Ring, so it looks like he's going to survive the Bushwhack. No, he's going to be able to surge away. Multiple buybacks used in that fight. The Roche still unattended.
Oh, this is so close. I think Unknown, they kind of force this a little bit too much. Infinity, if they heal themselves, I feel like they can take this Roche. The buyback on Brewmaster hurts Unknown so badly right now. Infinity, they didn't even got into the pit before the buyback, so I think they overplayed their hand. Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be a free Roche. We'll see if Unknown can do the same thing and just buy time. I don't think they can, but
I mean, Wish is going to be as annoying as possible, but look, Sexy Yogi just going right around the side here. RZT is the one who gets bushwhacked over here as well. Angel making his way over to the pit, and they do have that haste through the zip forward here coming out from Bobo Z. The Roche will go down. The Aegis is going to go over to Berna as they have a nice snowball going forward. Widge on the back lines, though, will fall. Angel now running for his life, so is Chesed, but look at this BKB over on Berna. He's just allowed to be running at them. And they'll buy back now over on Wish. They're not happy they lost this Roche at all. They worked so hard for it over on the side of Unknown. Sexy Yogi is gonna get left behind again though. Position 5 Viper. I think you're okay with that in exchange for that Aegis.
Huh. Dude, Infinity. I'm. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. I'm not sure if Unknown is still underestimating them a little bit, or if they're just really good at how they bait Unknown into these moves. But they're somehow taking control over a game I thought was really hard for them to come back. Because this Terrorblade's supposed to be, the ultimate carry this game. But he's not feeling like it right now.
I mean, I think he misplayed the Roche a little bit, right? They
Yeah,
went in, they didn't get any
ran
sort
away.
of a pick off.
Mhm.
They didn't. It just didn't feel cohesive coming out from the side of Unknown. And that was the one thing that I was a little concerned about because I thought, they picked up Angel. I think he's a really excellent player, but a lot of it comes down to being able to, have that synergy with your teammates, to be able to trust each other, to make these moves together. And it felt just a little disjointed during all of that.
I agree. I think, his farming patterns were really good. His laning stage was decent. But not only him, actually. I think that buyback from the Brewmaster was very costly. Because, he had this Midas. He was scaling so much. Then, you buy back to defend his tier 1 at 23 minutes into the game. I'm not sure that's valuable as farm core like he is. It's not like he's a position 5.
We talk about how
anyways.
Berna just took that tower by himself on the bottom lane. There was no contestation or anything.
Yeah, he has an Aegis. He's a thick boy and, I guess, thick girl. And he's going to get a double damage.
Oh, and a
on top of
double
it.
damage to boot.
Yeah. I guess you just
Alright.
wait for the Satanic and you have a huge timing in your hands. They might be able to just get all the tier 2s, control triangle. I don't think they can high ground. I think it would be over-eager from Infinity. But, I mean, every time I doubt them, they just double down and they always win. So I'm really curious to see what they'll do.
Wish is just trying to be so annoying up here in this top lane. He's hiding out in the trees. And he's hoping that, every time they leave the area, he can just kind of give the lane a little bit of a shove. But the fight is coming over to the side of Unknown, so he's got to be a bit careful. He's got to be prepared and ready to show up if needed, because they have the double damage bottled over here on the Luna. Looks like they're going to maybe try to take that tower over here. Again, no backdoor protection on the T1. And Sexy Yogi is so annoyed here. Just constantly trying to find this little squirrel.
That's one of the strengths of this hero. Just so easy to clear waves with just like a veiled Discord. Such an annoying squirrel.
Oh, yeah. And I
He's
think that's
level
kind of the
18.
point of this.
He's actually higher level than the Ember.
He's been clearing out creep waves. Like, he's been
Yeah.
able to just, he's been doing the old trick of, like, the shadow shamans that we used to see, right? Like, Z-Freak and Saxa, they used to play these shadow shamans that would stay in the top lane. They had a blink, they would go and hide, jump forward, ether shock or whatever, push out the lane, and then eventually, try to drop wards and just make more space. And Sexy Yogi can only do so much against this little squirrel because, again, it's a Viper. He doesn't have any way of holding her in place. He needs a +1 at the very least. And it feels like they don't care enough about trying to take down Wish to really dedicate those resources unless, of course, they want to go for this push for the tier 2 because they will need a creep wave for that. And if he consistently keeps cutting the waves, they're not going to have it.
Yeah, that's definitely the play right now. I guess conceptually, Unknown should still have the late game. Terrorblade versus Luna. You outrange her. You can create copies of her. You get the aura. You get the vision. So ideally, they just have to buy time. So I think Wage is doing the right play. You can split push one wave with the Squirrel, and the Terrorblade should be able to handle 2 other lanes. I guess their problem is not bleeding kills. And the other problem is, yes, they're buying time, but look at RoboZ, right? He's under level in comparison to position 4. If this draws out too long, will he have an impact, even though the Terrorblade is farmed? We like to talk about these carry versus carry matchups, but you need your allies to have, a minimum amount of resources to be able to fight with you.
That's for sure. You know, we talk about, oh, well, they're going to have to strap him to his back and carry him. But the problem is the rest of your team is just cannon fodder. Oh, look at this. They use the courier to find Wish. So he goes a little bit deeper here in the forest, and he's going to just teleport out now. So they have the notice. They saw him as the courier flew over, so they know that he's no longer there. And he's going to go hide over in the trees over near this tier 2 now.
That level 15 talent is so annoying. You have
Satanic
this like
completed for Inferno.
treant-like hero that runs at 500 move speed. Like, how do you catch her?
You need detection and you need hard stunts.
Yeah.
Double damage over here. They'll clean up that creep wave very nicely. Berna, though, doesn't seem too deterred. He's got a double damage. He wants to use it. And look at him just chew through this tower. Good God.
Wow.
This is a scary Luna right now. Plus the Satanic that's been completed.
They're gonna take over the triangle here. Now they can start out farming, choking Unknown a little bit.
Interesting.
What?
Angel went and he picked up the Monkey King bar now.
Yeah, the butterfly on the Luna probably
Yeah.
becoming a real problem.
Just interesting because at one point in this game he was feeling real good, right? He had his own butterfly
Yeah.
queued up. He's like, maybe I'll get the butterfly. Maybe I'll get the Scotty, the world's my oyster. Maybe a BKB. And now, it feels like he's very responsive to what Berna has. But the Aegis does get reclaimed, so they wait it out appropriately over on the side of Unknown. And they're smoked up on their own now, so perhaps they can find some sort of a catch here.
And very interesting item queued by Berna here. He has Silver Edge queued up. That is
Not
fascinating.
common.
Huh.
Not on the Luna. Do you like that, or would you rather see something more traditional like Scotty?
Yes, I think I would. I'm trying to, I'm not sure if he's memeing or not, because there's not that many passives on the side of Unknown, right? And even the Brewmaster, he can just ult if he gets Silver Edge.
Yeah.
So, trying to understand here. I think he's
Yeah,
just
they
undecisive. Yeah.
Well,
Or did he? Oh.
it's still... Not sure about that. The BKB, though, completed now for PP, so if the next fight they
Yes.
take, it's going to be very difficult. Although they are dishing out a lot of damage now here on Angel, right? We look at the items that he's got. He's got the Scotty, he's got the MKB, and then he's got a little bit of an insurance policy for himself with the Hurricane Pike to be able to just continue to kite and get away if necessary with that BKB, too.
There was a time Silver Edge actually reduced, I think they made it reduce damage and they made it reduce regen. It doesn't really do that anymore, If it still reduced damage, I could see it against Terrorblade. It was undispellable, so would be really good versus Terrorblade. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, it's not in the game anymore, so... That's
We've been
not
through a
something-
lot of patches. There have
Yes,
been
we
many things
did.
that have changed over the years. It is actually wild.
So, I mean, I think Infinity is in a good spot. I don't want to say they are on a timer, because they are controlling the map really well. But I really feel like they need the next Roshan. Next Roshan either solidifies, I guess, brings Unknown back, or solidifies Infinity's chances of winning this game. I think if they lose next Roshan, the game becomes really, really hard.
I feel like
them.
that second Rosh is just so important, too, because that's when the shard drops.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives you such a huge edge. And also, lets you realize, as Purge always says, whose shard is the most valuable, or who wasn't planning on getting one, but it just seems too good to pass it up when it's for free.
Who you think is going to get the shard on Infinity if they get it right? Because Tusk already has one, and Luna already has one. So they have 3 options. Which one would you like?
I think Void Spirit, the Assimilate Ring. I think that's really good.
Yeah, that's
I think
really,
it makes
really
him so much harder to, pin down as well.
good. I like the Viper, but, he's not going to be attacking towers. And the Darkseer is a meme one, so with no blink, I don't think that's going to be, a
Without the
possibility.
blink, yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it do work, but over here, Angel has to be careful. It's gonna get glimmered up by the supports. They take down the tower, and the smoke comes out from the side of Infinity. They're gonna see if they can wrap around. They see a courier running right past them though as they get the jump forward over onto Sacred. They want to blow up this Brewmaster before he can get anything done, and by God, they'll be able to do it with that Eclipse. He'll take down Shessa too. Buyback comes out. Now Wish is left behind. He's trying to hide over the tree line. He's trying to just scurry away, but they have his number. They see him. They'll take him out. Brewmaster though split coming out. Angel sitting over here on the low ground. They're gonna buy back as well over onto Wish. Berna though with the BKB. He's turning back around. He's got to be a little bit careful here. He does have that Shadow Blade online though, but they have the vision. They'll turn right back around again. Berna, he's just gonna get blown up as Angel gets himself a double kill. PP also now, he's in trouble. He's gonna have to use the Yules. He doesn't have that Astral Step up though. Does manage to go assimilate over to the side, but it still gets found here as Angel collects himself a triple kill.
Oh. I don't know. I think the idea Luna has with the Shadow Blade here is like running away from the Brewmaster Brewlings, running away from the Scotty that like really kites her now that the Turbo Blade has MKB.
Yeah.
But, you know, all you need is a Hoodwink Dust, which they had. So, I'm not sure. I think that kind of lost them that fight. And this is tier 3 taking a lot of damage. No buyback on the Luna.
On the bright side, they don't have the meta at the very least, but Angel, like you said, he dishes out a lot of damage. The buyback's going to come out, though, from PP. They want to try to just pull him back here. Nice into the wall to force forward. They have the silence. PP need to be careful. It's going to get chained up here as they'll have that snowball. They have the boomerang, too, but Pamplona jumping in over here onto Angel. It doesn't matter. Pamplona is just absolutely destroyed.
Okay. All right, so Roche up in 50. Everyone from Infinity is going to be up. But Unknown, they will control everything here. They're going to be able to play some wards. If Infinity is going to contest next Roche, they're going to have to smoke.
This game has been so back and forth. It is actually insane. But like, I don't understand the Silver Edge pickup, I guess, on the Luna. Like, that is one thing that is a big question mark in my mind.
I understand. I get like what I said. I think makes sense, but it's just I'm not sure if it plays out that well. There's a double damage bottom here. Argentina will pick it up, but they lose the Viper.
Who's holding the gem now?
Is it Hoodwink?
No, it's Ember. Ember has the gem. Like that just makes it so hard for Luna too. Like you've got an item now that just doesn't do much of anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Hurricane Pike maybe could have been a better choice. What else is there? It's
I still
rough.
like the Scotty too. Like the Scotty could have been decent here.
Oh man, I mean they don't even have to Roche, right? They're forcing the high ground here, and I guess there's still wall, so you have to be careful. But Terrorblade's so massive.
And you're gonna try to use it against them at the very least, but it's hard because Luna fighting herself too. Nice bushwhacks here coming out from Wish. A little bit of a dodge here from Berna as they're looking to try to grab something. We'll be able to put a little bit of damage over onto Robo Z, but again, he is the one who has that gem. They have to be very, very careful. But you know, some of these creeps are pushing in. You've got the Cardies and the range creeps and the bottom lane. So perhaps I can find something over here on Infinity because there is no Hoodwink. And they're actually going to go for this Roche. They have the split available. The meta is going to be coming up. Yeah, it's a little iffy when you don't have the Hoodwink, although she's making her way over now.
I mean, we've seen this story. I really feel like they shouldn't underestimate the burst from Infinity and that wall.
PP? PP jumps forward immediately here. Still has that Astral Step available, plus he's got that shard. So he's gonna have that extra ring. Acorn bounce over on the side. They're just gonna poke at each other a little bit. No one wants to go in for a hard committal on either side, it seems. And you can feel too, you feel that Unknown perhaps a little hesitant to go right back into that pit again like they did earlier, as we do have the Penta Edge Sword found by the Luna. I feel like both teams, they need some sort of a pick-off before they can really go into this, but Sexy Yogi consistently just being tossed over into that area. They'll use the Frozen Sigil to try to get some of this information. To run it around in circles over here.
So
How
annoying.
do they approach this, though? Luna, again, trying to find this opening. Shards tossed into the pit.
I think you want to start with the voice break. He's the one that actually has the highest amount of mobility here.
Luna dodging forward here again, just trying to toss out some harass, is gonna run into Sacred over here, and this is starting to get pretty low in this Roche pit. Drop down some more Nether Toxin, PP jumping in again with that silence over into Angel, is just gonna dodge away, sitting so very low. They want this, Berna jumping in! He's managed to steal, he gets the Aegis! He turns right back around again, they have so much damage coming out from this Eclipse as they just rip through Chest and Sacred. There's gonna be the buyback, they get the Sunder off, that's gonna be the Aegis. Followed up now with the Snowball coming in, should be able to land over here onto Angel, and they're gonna try to just do as much as they can, but RoboZ with that slight Berna, he's gonna go down a second time. As he is obliterated, Sexy Yogi just taking all these snowballs here. He's having so much difficulty. R's and T running away. RoboZ does fall though. PP does find that kill. He's gotta be careful though. No more astral steps left as Angel just trying to fight all of these illusions being tossed at him.
Wow, you know, it just goes to show how hard this matchup is for the Luna, because she snatches the Aegis, and yet it doesn't matter. It feels like the Brewmaster stunned her for so long. You know, now that the stun from the Brewling scale that much. She was stunned for like 3 seconds, just died. Anjo still has Metamorphosis.
Oh,
I don't want to say this is
refresher
GG,
orb.
but this
I
is
think
like...
with the refresher orb, it might be G. It might be GG. I don't know, this guy is terrifying.
Oh, are they going to their forest here?
Yeah.
They're
looks like they're
testing
just gonna
whether
push
there's
Luna
a
It's not buyback.
Yeah. 50 gold though. This is close.
I don't know. Yeah, there it is. The BKB. They just want to force it, but they do push out that fortification. So Angel does have to be careful. He's very, very tanky. That does have that Satanic as well.
30 gold, Moxxi.
Through
You're
the
buying time.
silence, Angel needs to be careful.
17 gold.
He'll get the Sunder off over on Chesed, who's gonna use that Voodoo Restoration. Sexy Yogi coming forward here. Oh, beautiful wall vacuum combo. R's and T now forced to run away, but look at this damage coming out from the Terrorblade. They're gonna try to handle him. Sexy Yogi, he does fall. Again, the Simulate coming for Angel. He's still looking very, very healthy here. Luna's gonna be up in a second, but they're doing a lot of damage over to this Angel. The split comes out now from Sacred. They want to slow down Berna. Berna with the BKB. R's and T over here on the side, but the damage is being done over to the Ancient. I don't think they're gonna be able to do it in time. They're not. We are indeed going to a game number 3.
Huh. Wow. I mean, what a series. This was really entertaining to watch. I feel like after watching this game, both teams, I want to say they're evenly matched. I think, you know, maybe draft-wise, Infinity needs a little bit more work, but these guys are crazy good on Infinity, and they are hungry for you know, being a part of TI. I think they are real contenders, Moxxi.
I mean, it's a testament to the fact that you've got this league system in place, and we're seeing these teams now. They're becoming so competitive. They're neck and neck. You don't know who is going to win half the time, and I love it. I'm so here for it. We are going to a game number 3, guys, but first we are going to have a short break.